We're going to talk about the future of food and how hydroponics is going to play a big role in all of this. So back in the early 1900s, we didn't know how to make liquid nitrogen. Nitrogen is everywhere in the air that we breathe, but for some reason it was very hard to force it upon the plants. And nitrogen is a very important element for the fertilization of plants. So a scientist in the early 1900s was able to create liquid nitrogen in the form of ammonia and basically made it possible for us to be 7.7 billion people on this planet today. What is going to be the 21st century revolution that is going to take us from 7.7 billion to 9.7 billion in 2050? We believe that hydroponics, among many other technologies, are going to make that possible. Taking farming from outdoors, climate and weather dependent technology to indoors, closer to urban cities, and independent from all the disasters in the world.
You might be asking yourself, is it a really good idea to remove all the agriculture from a natural environment grown outdoors to an indoors environment where it's very controlled? Well, I'll ask you to look at it this way. For millennia, we've been depleting natural resources from our natural environment. We've been putting pesticides into the ground. We've been putting all these things into our water sources, and allowing the planet to rest is actually a really good thing. See, if we allow it to rest, a lot of these natural plants are going to grow back. Animals are going to come back because animals use all these green areas as thoroughfares for migration and all the natural things that they do in their life. And by doing this, we're starting to develop an environment that is self-healing. It's creating oxygen for us to breathe, and it's reducing the amount of contaminants in the natural world.
We cannot talk about the future of food without talking about the future of space. We're going to stay longer and longer on orbit. We're going to come back to the moon in 2024. And we're at the beginning of our exploration of Mars. And eventually we will become an interplanetary species living on places in the solar systems that are not really designed for us, and certainly not for nature. So how are we going to give access to fresh food, fresh smells, fresh textures and colors to the astronauts of the future? Hydroponics, among many other technologies, are going to make that possible. It is very difficult to grow things in microgravity or partial gravity because plants by nature are not designed to do that. So all of this technological advancement is going to be feeding back to the extreme environments of Earth. All of these food deserts all over the world that are very impacted by climate change are going to have access to fresh, organic, nutritious food thanks to all the technology we develop for up there.